The Pacers stunned the top-seeded Cavs last night by going into their house and taking game one. Donovan Mitchell's 33 points weren't enough to overcome poor shooting from deep, and Tyrese Halliburton's all-around performance of 22 points and 13 assists. Post-game, Mitchell spoke on what he took away from his team's loss.
You got to come in and give them credit. To make shots on the road, game one set that tone. That's credit to them, but, never hang in your head. Don't trip. That's pretty much been the message the whole time. And even tonight, understanding that, look, we didn't play our best basketball, we'll be better. So our message is pretty much consistent regardless. But, understanding that, hey, we found some things that we can, better at, and we'll be better.
Perk, quickly, and I mean quickly, make your point. Are the Cavs in trouble after their game one loss?
Hell yeah, they're in trouble. Hell yeah, they're in trouble. And look, I had this series going 7 games because I'm always weary of a Donovan Mitchell-led team. That his teams that's led by him never go to a conference finals, right? And when you look at what the Pacers do, they play agenda-free basketball offensively. They don't care who gets to shine. By the way, I think we all forgot, this was a team that went to the conference finals against the NBA champions last year. These guys have experience, right? When you think about those guys and what they do defensively, they get into you. Tyrese Halliburton showing the leadership last night on the road, setting the table for everybody, picking his spots when to attack and be aggressive. I'm looking at this team and I'm like, if the Cavs don't get Evan Mobley more involved and more than 13 shots, they're going to get their ass sent home. This is not a Ty Jerome type series. So Kenny Atkinson needs to take that out of his game plan. There's no way in hell that game should have ended with Ty Jerome having more FGAs than Evan Mobley. No way in hell. But this series going 7, I'm giving a slight edge to the Pacers right now.
That was about 3 seconds over, but I'll forgive you. Go ahead, Swagger.
Well, don't take my damn 3 seconds telling him he 3 seconds over. Listen, I agree with you, Perk. I agree with you, man. Agenda-free basketball, and I love what Halliburton's doing. He turned this thing on in March. I think he averaging like 20 and 11 since March. But you look at the way he's facilitating and moving this rock and the size. I 100% agree with you that Mobley got to be involved. He needs to be the second option. When Garland comes back, they determine how that goes. But ultimately, the size matchup is there with Miles Turner standing in the paint and knocking shots down. But when you look at the Pacers play, obviously a really good coach who has this experience of going to finals and doing a phenomenal job at planning and scheming against superstar players. But more importantly, bro, Tyrese Halliburton and the way that he's facilitating and creating people, to me, is the most important part for the Pacers right now, which is why I agree with you, Perk.
Coming down the stretch of the season when the Pacers won the race for the 4th seed in the East, the Cavs were watching that because that is not a great matchup for them. After the Celtics, I think the Pacers are the toughest matchup in the East for the Cavs. They knew this, and now Darius Garland's got this sprained toe that is still lingering. And, against the Heat, they could survive without him. Against the Pacers, they need that offensive creation. When Donovan Mitchell takes 30 shots in a playoff game, a lot of this is from his Jazz days, his teams are 1-5. When he takes 11 three-pointers, they're 2-7. When you make him a volume scorer, he's not effective. He's better as a part of the group. And the other thing about this is the Cavs didn't lose this game on offense. They lost this game on defense. 19 three-pointers. They were sluggish to guard Andrew Nembhard, who for some reason is a killer in three-point shooting in the playoffs. This guy shot 29% in the regular season on threes. That's a guy you leave open. In the playoffs in his career, it's 57%. I know you remember that from last year, Stephen A., in that Knicks series. He did that. So the other thing is, Halliburton on these switches, the Cavs were switching, putting Jared Allen on him, etc. Halliburton killed it. They have to reevaluate how that game plan is going to work if he's going to be that effective.
Donovan Mitchell has the 7th highest postseason scoring average in NBA history based on a minimum of 50 games. Just so y'all know, Michael Jordan with 33.4, Luka Doncic with 30.9, Allen Iverson with 29.7, Kevin Durant with 29.3, Jerry West, God rest his soul, 29.1, LeBron James, 28.4, and then there's Donovan Mitchell at 27.9 in 59 games. Yet, despite that scoring prowess, his teams, the Jazz and Cavs, to piggyback off your point, Big Perk, They've won only 4 of 11 playoff series he's played in. So that's the situation right now for a guy that's been named an all-star for the 6 consecutive seasons. Donovan Mitchell's going to have to get it together if the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to advance. Yes, go ahead real quick. Go ahead.
Ball dominance is cool. Ball dominance is cool until it ain't, right? Like, we applaud and celebrate these players for being able to get these numbers. I saw Ant not have a great shooting night and get teammates involved. That's the jump that Donovan Mitchell has to make. So, again, you bring up that point, the scoring and all of that is cool until it ain't, and it usually comes to fruition in the playoffs. It ain't that we don't need you to score. It's that we need you to get other people involved, too, because it's going to take more than you.
Real quick with the 3 of y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Perk. My part. Go ahead.
Wendy, S.A., y'all know this. Swagoo, you know this, too. Kenny Atkinson got this job because he's a great coach. He's a good coach, but he killed it in the meeting when he had his meeting with the Cavs front office when he was interviewing. They asked him, the key piece was in there was unlocking Evan Mobley, right? Well, this is the time. This is the time. I believe they should go small, and I believe they should run pick and rolls and search out mismatches and let him punish those guys in the paint. One more thing that I have concern for, that small backcourt that the Cavs got with Donovan Mitchell, even with Darius Garland, that is a problem for them. Like, defensively, they're going to have to find a way to buckle down and get stops and not depend on that back line.
That's true, but I do think they need Darius Garland back in the worst way. I think that he's an additive, even in this series, even though he's somewhat undersized. I think they need him, and they need him desperately. Time to move on. Ant-Man himself, Anthony Edwards, is chasing his first ring. Steph is after his 5th. What would be...
Hello, xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Bây giờ mình sẽ đi tô màu để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Mình mong rằng các bạn khi xem video của mình thì sẽ có những phút giây thư giãn. Và để làm một video tô màu thì mình cần chuẩn bị những dụng cụ. Đây là những sản phẩm mình in sẵn để mình dùng để tô màu. Đấy, đây là những con vật này. Đấy. Đây là hoa quả này, còn nhiều sản phẩm khác nữa. Và để làm được video tô màu thì mình cần chuẩn bị đó là điện thoại để quay video này, giá đỡ điện thoại này. Đây là bút sáp màu này. Bây giờ mời các bạn theo dõi quá trình mình tô màu. Và các bạn đừng quên ấn like và đăng ký kênh khi xem video của mình. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
Xin chào các bạn nha, ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tô màu. Bây giờ mình sẽ tô màu cho các bạn xem.
Cắt bạ đi.
Đi không? Có ban gì?
Cho nó xe.
Thì là anh đi xong mua quà.